Hey everyone, welcome to my 11-week update. I am 11 weeks, 5 days pregnant. The end of my first trimester is so close. I'm so excited to be done with the first trimester. So my midwife suggested that I add a couple more vitamins into my diet, and they are calcium. So besides just my prenatal, I also have just a calcium vitamin I'm taking, and as well as some vitamin D. I try to take them every day, but let me show you the size of this calcium pill. There are some days where I just cannot take this calcium pill because I know I'll just throw up, which is kind of would be more harmful because then I'd be throwing up all my other vitamins as well. This is a large pill. If I knew it was so big, I probably would have got a lower dosage. I almost would rather take 2 smaller pills instead of such a large one. Anyway, so that's that. She also suggested I start taking a probiotic, which I have wanted to take, and I have been looking for one that I want, and the one I want, I need to actually go into the store and get it. I can't order it online. So as soon as I'm feeling up to it and have the energy and time for that, I will be doing that maybe even this weekend. Okay, so 11 weeks. 11 weeks. I was really hoping I'd start to see some relief this week. And to be completely honest, I think this might have been one of my worst weeks. There was one night where I threw up so much that I feel like the stomach acid burnt my esophagus and my throat and just like all the way down into my chest. And every time I even swallowed a sip of water, I'd swallow it and it'd feel fine, and then it'd get to about right here, and all of a sudden it would just hurt and it'd feel tight and it would burn, and it was terrible. And it was kind of scary. I was like, what about if this doesn't go away? What about if I damage something? What about if I'm blah, blah, blah? So, but by the next morning, I felt pretty much okay, and then by the end of that day, I was fine. My midwife did say I could take Unisom with a B6 vitamin before bed, and that could definitely help me. But I know it's supposed to be safe, but I'm not anti-medication because I think medication can be very helpful in some instances, but I'm just very cautious about taking medication, and I really like to use it as my last resort. So I told myself that if by 12 weeks, so this Sunday, I am not feeling better, if I'm at least not throwing up anymore, that I won't take the Unisom. But if I am still throwing up by Sunday, that I'm going to go ahead and get the Unisom. Just because, I do start to get worried that maybe I'm throwing up too much, I'm not getting enough water, or I'm dehydrated, or I'm throwing up the vitamins and I'm not getting the nutrients that my baby needs. So I decided I'd stick it out to 12 weeks and see if that's the magic number and I start to feel better. And if not, then I'll go ahead and probably at least try the Unisom. I still have been loving fruit, and that's pretty much still been the constant thing that I've really liked is fruit. Especially mangoes and pears, although today I had a pear that was maybe a little overripe. I think that might have killed my pear run. I think that pear definitely left a bad taste in my mouth, and we'll see if I can get over it or not. But mangoes for sure are delicious. I'm actually really excited to eat some watermelon. That's been sounding really good. I haven't had any watermelon yet just because it's not quite in season, but I might look for one this weekend. So last Friday is when I had my blood drawn. If you remember, I talked about how terrible the needle was. It kept poking and poking, and they couldn't get the blood. Well, here we are a week later, and let's see if you can see this bruise. You can see that bruise right there, and then on this side, there's also a bruise right there. So it left a bruise on both arms. So I definitely was not exaggerating. I've never had that happen. I've never been bruised from getting my blood taken. I mean, it'll be like a little red for a day, and then the next day it looks completely normal. So, ouch, that definitely hurt. Emotionally this week, I actually read a really good article in the New York Times, and it was about this lady who went through IVF and fertility treatments, and she had several miscarriages, She had 2 donor eggs. I mean, her journey is just, wow. Been through so much over the course of 3 years, trying to have a baby. And finally, she was pregnant. She made it to the first trimester. She's into the second trimester, and she hasn't had a miscarriage. Her doctor said, you're good. You're not going to have a miscarriage. You have a healthy baby, a healthy pregnancy. You're gonna be fine. But she has what she calls is IVF PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. And I thought about it, and it's like, I kind of related to that a little bit. I didn't go through as much as she went through with all the testing and fertility treatment and how hard that is on your body and going through a miscarriage. But, I did go through something. And, she talked about just because she's pregnant now and it's a healthy pregnancy, that doesn't take away all of the pain and all the experience of going through everything that led up to that point. And sometimes I kind of forget, I went through something, even before we started trying, maybe at, 19 months, it's not too long. But even before we officially started trying, we knew we had a huge hurdle to overcome with my husband's vasectomy reversal and saving for that, and knowing that we really only had a 50 to 80% chance of that working. And, just even years before that, just thinking about, when we first started dating, thinking about someday we're going to have to get this done. And then I'm going to hope it works. And then we did get it done, and it seemed to work, but I wasn't getting pregnant, and just, it was emotional and it was traumatic. And sometimes I just find myself, I'm very excited that I'm pregnant, and I'm very grateful, but sometimes I find myself just a little bit down, kind of just thinking about everything that I went through to get here. And I have to remind myself that it's okay. And I'm pregnant and hormonal, so I'm going to cry. But, it's okay to be upset about what happened, to be able to, mourn that phase of my life. And so, I keep thinking, I'm very excited, but I keep thinking, I thought I'd be more excited. I thought, I'd want to be buying more items. And I actually have bought a few items this week that I'm really excited about. But I just pictured myself feeling a little bit different when I got pregnant. And I think it's because the reality of all of it is still sinking in. And I'm still, trying to cope with the fact that that journey is over, that I don't have to try to get pregnant anymore, that I am pregnant, that it's a relief. And at the same time, I felt so terrible that it's just, I don't feel like I can really catch a break. I went from being so stressed out about trying to get pregnant, and now I'm finally pregnant, and I'm just so sick all the time. I just feel like I haven't really been able to enjoy this pregnancy yet. And so I'm really looking forward to the second trimester and just feeling better, because that's what I want. I want to be able to remember this pregnancy and enjoy it, and, just fall in love with my baby. And I am. It's just, it's difficult at times. And I'm so grateful that I am out of that phase and I'm into the next phase. And I'll be even more grateful when I am feeling better. Anyways, this is a very long video, and I will end it there. I will do a belly shot because I do feel like I've popped just a little bit. I don't feel like I'm officially popped where my belly is out there, but I do feel like there's a little bit of a belly, so I'll show you. So there I am at almost 12 weeks, 11 weeks, 5 days pregnant. I just feel like it's out there a little bit. Definitely more than it has been. So thanks for watching. Bye.